Assalamu alaikum. My name is Hisham Yubi, and I'm going to talk about health psychology, especially stress, in course GS321. First of all, I will talk about the outline of the presentation. What is stress? And common sources of work stress, effect of uncontrolled stress, also a healthy way to cope with the stress, and helping others coping with stress. And we conclude with the conclusion and resources. What is stress? It is when sometimes we feel under pressure, and it is when we don't feel in control. It is when we are struggling to cope with things. And with the formal definition for stress is a natural bodily reaction, necessarily for survival, and can negatively impact a person's body, mood, and behavior. What is the common sources of work stress? Certain factors tend to go hand in hand with workplace stress. Some common workplace stressors are low salaries. Sometimes, if you have a very work excessive work loads, and salary does not cope with that, I feel demotivated, and that very stressful. Sometimes we find few opportunities for growth or advancement in the work, and the work that is not engaging or challenging. Sometimes the work gives some silly tasks that does not comprehend with the mentality the employee has. Sometimes the lack of social support, like if there is no psychologist in the workplace, and that every modern company nowadays has a psychologist or a social worker in the company, at least, or not having enough control over job-related decisions, like you just employee and don't have any opinion in the workplace, or conflicting demands or unclear performance expectation. Then we talk about effect of uncontrolled stress. A stressful work environment can contribute to problems such as headache, stomach, sleep disturbances, and short temper and difficulty concentrating. Also, insomnia and high blood pressure and weakened immune system. That's the most important. Weakened immune system. It can also contribute to health conditions such as depression, obesity, and heart diseases. Compounding the problem, people who experience excessive stress often deal with unhealthy ways such as overreacting, eating unhealthy foods, smoking cigarettes, or some addictive ways like drugs. And this the summaries of effect of stress on body like fatigue, body pressure, weakened immune systems, and some pain. Uh, Fortunately, there are some healthy ways to cope with stress, like taking breaks in the workplace is very important. Like it is good to be informed, including those in social media. It is good to be informed, but hearing about catastrophic events constantly can be upsetting. Consider limiting news to just a couple times, days, and disconnect from phone and computer screens for a while because you don't want to do like in the work. Do it like do some story, read some stories, play some games, watch some movies. There's some stress reliever. Also, take care of your body. Like for example, take a deep breath, stretch, try to eat healthy food and well balanced meal. Like move on from junk food. Get plenty of sleep. Avoid excessive tobacco like cigarettes, or these are very bad to your health. Then avoid drugs and alcohol. Sometimes this may seem to help, but they can create additional problems and increase the stress you are already feeling. It helps at first, but does not. It comes with complication like health problems. And if you find yourself taking cigarettes, that's very very bad for your health in the long run. Eventually, recognize when you need some more help. If problems continue or you are thinking about suicide, talk to a psychologist or social worker or professional counselor. Every company has nowadays a modern company has a social worker or psychologist at least. That's very helpful to seek some help from them. Also, this before was helping you to cope with stress. Sometimes you find someone or your colleague in the workplace have some stress. How to take care of yourself can better equip you take care of others. Helping others cope with stress through phone calls or video chats can help you and your loved ones to feel less lonely or isolated. The time with helping children and youth cope with stress. Children and youth often struggle with how to cope with the stress. Youth can be practically overwhelmed when their stress is connected with traumatic events like a natural disaster, like in Jeddah, overflooding and family loss, social shooting, and community violence. Parents, caregiver, and educators can take steps to provide stability and support that help young people feel better. In conclusion, stress is very bad for your body and your health in a long run. If it is continued, you should seek some a psychologist or a social worker in the company. And thank you for listening. And this the results that I took from my presentation. And Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.